No, not from when I was born, but when I knew I knew. For me, it was in, I would say about the 10th or 11th grade.
That was just an expression.
No, but I mean, we know people that do. I mean, I know kids that have been performing since 5 and have been doing it, So it's not that uncommon, our business, Andrew McCardle, But for me, I didn't even know that it was an option. I come from Texas. My dad was a high school football coach. I only joined the show choir because I had to ride to school with my dad for football practice, and it was the only other thing that met at the same time before school that football practice was. So I didn't really even know I could sing until I did that, and then all of a sudden, you have good teachers that introduce you to things, and then by the time I was a senior in high school, there were other things that I liked and other things that I was interested in studying, but I knew I was going to make a career in art somehow.
Is show choir required to go fancy blues?
I don't know that my moves were quite so fancy, but
Isn't that the,
yeah.
And then, so when you were in high school and you said, I really like this, I know this is what I want to do. Did you do high school plays, additional stuff?
Yeah.
Were they embarrassing or like?
No, I was good.
This is what archery's 15 years old. The stories stick in my brain sometimes. We'll talk about it a little later. Brian knows Aaron Tveit, who did Next to Normal. Brian was originally in Next to Normal before it went to Broadway. But Aaron sat here, who I think is a huge talent with an amazing voice. And when he went to college, he said he got cast in court. He never got caught. He never got leave. Never ever. So I find that amazing. Nick was always the star. And Brian, did you do high school?
I did. I often laid the blame on my sister, my older sister, a couple of years, who was really involved in the theater. And so I would watch her just do these things and would be amazed by just the community of people that she was in, what was happening on stage, and seeing this other version of my sister. And it was just kind of an eye-opening experience for me, and that got me involved in being curious about myself. We always used to sing at home. But yeah, it was through high school plays. In my community, there was a great community theater called Pit and Balcony, which offered opportunities for everyone to get involved. And I guess I was curious enough and courageous enough, because it does take a bit of courage to kind of tap these theories out in your head. I was saying to some of the students earlier that I always loved to sing, but I wasn't very I wasn't an extrovert about it. I do it privately, and I didn't really have the place to do it until I did. And so thankfully I was able to, someone pushed me out there and I did it, and I continued doing it. But high school was the place I started.
I wonder what it means. I almost went to a show at 6,000, but I did, yeah, but I think you were standing up years.
Oh my God, it's impossible after you know.
So, do you remember a role you did in high school?
Of course. Oh, yeah. Well, my first freshman year, I did Bye Bye Birdie. I was Randolph, which was appropriate because I was about 4'2". And so I played a kid, so it looked right. Good cast and type-wise.
Did you remember high school show you did?
I mean, I remember all of them. I think you don't forget them because
they're part of your resume, really.
Yeah. And then there's one, because most of the time unlike Randolph, you're way too inappropriate, like I remember two that stuck out in my mind for senior year. I played Benedict and Much Ado About Nothing and Billy Bigelow in Carousel. Had a great time. I don't know if I was any good because I wasn't the right age, but now I'm coming to the point where I'm actually the right age, and I keep thinking about, wow, I did that in high school. What if I could do it now at 35? How different and amazing would that be?
Did you ever study? Nick did, you can cheer if you saw any of these, but Nick did Oklahoma.